So calling us all to order. First, we have attendance. All set, thank you. And now we need a vote for closed session for discussion of real estate and opinion of legal counsel and director's evaluation.
Second.
All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
All those
Roll
opposed?
call.
Oh, sorry, it's roll call. Never mind. Oh.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll be back at 7 o'clock.
Gaveling us in. There's actually people in here today. Love to see it. All right, so first up we have attendance. Jardine, have you taken attendance? Thank you. Next up we have approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All right, all those in favor of approving the agenda, please say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed? All right, agenda passes. Next up, we have the consent agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed? Consent agenda passes. Next up, we have comments. I think we might have some comments today.
Yes, absolutely. So there's a code on the podium. You are welcome. We will ask who would like to make a comment. You come up to the podium. You have 3 minutes to make your comment, and you can take the code off the podium at that point. So who would like to start off? Oh, excellent.
Thank you for having us. JD is 9 years, 5 months old and has been at camp all day, so he's a little tired.
Amazing.
But he wants to thank you for being such good stewards of county tax dollars and doing your best to keep this library the best in the world because we think it is. Okay? Thank you. Now, maybe he will have enough courage to say something.
That's
Say
okay.
thank you.
I like your Minecraft shirt.
Just thank you.
That's perfect.
Thank you.
Tried to go early so it won't be super disruptive. But oh, you found it.
Yes.
Good work.
You found the phone.
We want to say thank you for the summer game. He's already a green paper expert finder at 2 3/4. We love all of your programming for babies. We loved the 0 to 2 group. We met people there who are now our friends outside of the baby play groups. If we had one thing to say that we would love to see more of now that we're in the toddler range. Yep, that's the code. Okay, memorize the letters. It would be sometimes the events for toddlers seem to be repeated on the same day of the week. And if it's on a Tuesday and we can't come on a Tuesday, then we'll never be able to go on a Tuesday. And so we would love to see some of that programming move around a little bit. I realize that's a big ask considering staff want to have, like set schedules, like, okay, I work every Tuesday at this time, I work every Thursday at this time. You're so good at finding it. But maybe there could be some cross training. Maybe there's a staff member who would be willing to learn how to do X activity that hasn't been asked yet. And so that's just our request to take into consideration. Can you say thank you?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, I have to say my name, Royla Furness, and I'm here to say thank you for the wonderful summer game. I know that maybe adults don't always do this, but we enjoy it. We've gone to places in Ann Arbor we never would have seen otherwise because we wanted to get codes. So thank you very much, and I take a minute to type the
Please feel
code.
free. And I can assure you that there are more adults playing the summer game than children. So you should.
Really? You can't see all the nodding heads behind you. You said that.
It's for everyone.
The creativity that you guys show is just amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Allison Robbins.
Hi,
Hi, everybody. I'm Allison Robbins. I have a 9.5-year-old as well, and he begged me, despite the fact that he had soccer practice, to come here to get the code, obviously, but also to say thank you. And he wanted to pass on that his favorite thing about the summer game is getting to go lots of places that we wouldn't, and always having an adventure. Anytime we're like, we have some downtime, let's go on an adventure and do something for the summer game. Is also the super search. That's his other favorite thing. So thank you so much for the genius that is the summer game, not just in the creativity, but the actual execution and the technology of it is amazingly well run and always seems to work. So thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
It's okay. Vaughn, thank you again, as everyone has said, for the summer games and getting me off my butt during the summer and seeing places in Ann Arbor I haven't seen before. And I also have high praise for everyone here for your inclusivity all through the year with everything that's going on in the world right now. So thank you so much for including everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alex Lee?
Hi. I just wanted to say thank you for the summer game also. But also I really appreciate all of the secret lab events that you guys do here. Like I made this bag here. It's a little Junimo from Stardew. He's really cute. Anyway, and I also put my cat on a tote bag. It was really, I have so many tote bags from you guys. But I just wanted to say thank you for like providing all the things down there. Like there's so many cool things. I got to make a block print of Zero, the porcupine pufferfish, who's my favorite fish also. Big fan of him. And I just wanted to say thank you for providing all of these cool things and like all for free. Like that's so, I think libraries are just so cool. So I just wanted to say thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Katie Bajan?
Hi. So this is my first year playing the summer game, and I am absolutely in love with it. I also started going to library events for the first time this year. So super cool. I have been playing the summer game with my mom, with my sister, with my friends, and it's just so genius. I look forward to it every day, and I've been describing it like it's like someone's put a pumpkin in my enclosure for enrichment. I just get to do things, and I get to see things and see more of the community, and it's been fabulous and genius, and I wish that this was like an all-year thing. I wish that more places did this. I just think it's fabulous. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Don't forget the code.
Next is Kit Hunt.
Hello, I'm Kit. This is the second year I've played the summer game, but the first time I've played it this hard. I was doing it just for the t-shirt, but I realized this past week that this is actually the first time I've felt this connected to the community of Ann Arbor, even though I lived here for 3 years. So I just want to say thank you for that. Libraries have always been my home away from home, and kind of the place where I could always be myself, the place where caring people could guide me as a teenager and support me as an adult. So this year I'm most looking forward to, actually, after the summer game is over, I know I'm going to continue going to events, exploring the city, making connections with people. And I don't know, I think this is the most I've ever felt like I belong in this city. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to do that.
Thank you.
Thanks for playing.
Angie Berkeley.
Hi. I also love the summer game. I've been playing it forever. And I especially love the chance that it gives me to come and say how much I love the library. I'm raising 2 kids who are now teenagers, and we've been coming here since they were babies. So much of what you all are saying, you with little ones, just echoes exactly what we experienced. And here's one of them right here with me here today. We still look for the snowflake eel in the fish tank whenever we can. But I'm sorry, it makes me so emotional to talk about the library and what it means to me. Thanks. My kids are growing up in a world full of institutions that are not pure of heart, that aren't worthy of their energy or their belief. And that's why I'm so glad they have the AADL, because it's a model for the kind of institution that they really can believe in. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Elizabeth Whitmore.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm also thankful for the summer game. Really, this is like my first summer in Ann Arbor. I'm actually a student at the University of Michigan, so oftentimes I'm home. And last year I wasn't even in the country, but I'm really glad I'm here to participate in this game. I'm also one of those kids whose parents drag them to the library, but unfortunately my mom could not drag me out of the library. We were there for story time. We were there for all of the events at my home library. I learned how to make egg rolls at the library, which we still make at home. So I'm really thankful to have this opportunity to, express my love for libraries and how much, this has also connected me to the Ann Arbor community. And I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gwenda Dever. That's you.
What do you have to say? You got shy? She started her card to come up here because she wanted everyone to chant Gwenda, Gwenda, Gwenda. And she said she was going to do a dance for you guys. But I think she's gotten shy. But we just wanted to say how much we love the summer game and just everything you guys do throughout the year. It's super fun. We second everything that's been said. It drags us to different places.
I want to go and say thanks.
What'd you say?
Thank you.
Oh, say thanks? You want to do anything else? You want to say bye? Say thank you, bye?
I said goodbye. I said
Any other sign ups?
Anybody else like to go up and make a comment? Can I go up?
Hi, my name is Emily. As someone who just graduated from the University of Michigan and who will, I don't know the timeline, but who will be soon losing access to their resources, I'm really glad to have the AADL to access books and other resources. I especially like the tech that you can check out. I think it's on the third floor or something here, and all those gadgets that you can check out and try. And I'm playing the summer game as well for the first time and getting more involved in the city and the community. And I've been living here for my 4 years and plan to live here for a couple more years. And so the library has been a really great starting point into making more connections around the city and exploring more places and finally visiting the 5 branches, which I've been to 3 out of 5 so far. I'm planning on going to the other 2 very soon to get the codes. But yeah, thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on up.
Hello. Okay. My name's Genevieve. I have been a AADL member since I was about 3. And I used to come to story time here, and then I never played the summer game when I was a kid. I know it was around. But now I'm raising my own kids, and they're a lot meaner than I was. So everything we do is all based on the library. Like, we have to go do this today, and Dad's gonna take us, and we're gonna go to the musical petting zoo, and we have to go to the comic book festival, and all this kind of stuff. So I'm here because I was bullied into being here. I hope that we're gonna get to play the summer game for another couple of years. This is, I think, our 2nd year of trying really hard. We were very excited to be in 20th place at the end of last year. And we didn't actually play the whole summer because my daughter didn't convince me to do it until several months in. I do appreciate everything you guys do. It's such a great way to like keep like lifelong learning, because I'm learning things. And I just really appreciate all the programming that you guys put together here. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
You.
Hi. Lifelong Ann Arbor resident, but I only really started playing the summer games in the last couple of years. I love it. It's great. Echo everything everyone said. But I also wanted to say that I just graduated with a degree in public health, and I wanted to commend you guys in the ways that you really support the community and their well-being, especially the unhoused population that we have here in Ann Arbor. And I also really want to commend you all for the Narcan vending machines that you have in all of the libraries. And I think that if you get any funds that you can put towards more harm reduction activities like this and to support our unhoused population, I would strongly encourage you to do so. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello. I'm Adam, and I also second that public health perspective. Whenever there's like really bad weather, when it's really, really hot, like last week, or really, really cold like it is in the winter, I love seeing that like the library staying open for people who really need that that shelter and that space to have them. So I second all of that public health perspective. And I also want to say that my husband and I, when we were first starting to date, our first 5 of our early dates were all to visit each of the branches. And it worked out pretty well. So thank you for having 5. You can have more. We'll go on more dates.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'll make it quick. I know that a lot of people really love the seed samplers, and I just wanted to encourage that sticks around. It is my understanding that where we, or the library, I am including myself in this, where we used to get the seeds has closed down, which is a real bummer, but I imagine that there's already movement to find other places to get it. And I just, as a citizen, would want to say that I would highly encourage that too, because it has been great. I love it.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
You're too slow.
Going once? Oh, please go ahead.
Hi, thank you for all that you have inspired within my willingness to be more open to our community at large and giving me the opportunities to blossom. I've been here for maybe 20 some years now, and I was just talking to somebody yesterday who asked me, would I rather live here in Ann Arbor or in another location closer to Detroit? I won't say the name of this city, but would I rather live in Ann Arbor or the other city? Right away, I said, the library is what's keeping me here in Ann Arbor. I do want to move to a warmer climate, so I'm looking at libraries. Because I'm also a volunteer here to give back for what I'm grateful for. But you guys are doing great.
Thank you.
That's my top priority in my next community.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
This one? I don't know if that one's on. Is that on?
Sure.
Yep, that works. What, do you have anything to say? It's okay. We know the microphone's working.
All right. Thank you all so much for your comments. It's so great to see all of you here, and thank you for playing.
All right. that concludes our public comments. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. Next up, we have the financial reports with Eli.
All right. Not as exciting as what's already happened. So financial reports begin on page marked 31 in your packet. Just as a quick note, this is after 11 of the 12 months of the fiscal year. So our general cash fund balance is $5 million as of May 31st. That covers approximately 3 months of expenses. And our total receipts so far are just over $20 million, 100.3% of the budget. And we expect that to tick up a little bit more, but this is also property tax refund season when we start getting invoices from some of the taxing authorities to pay back things where people have gone to have their home assessment challenged and things like that. So we do wind up seeing some of this go down a little bit at this time of year. Our unassigned fund balance, $7.7 million as of May 31st, and that's about 4.5 months of operations. And at this point in the fiscal year, on page 32, we're at 93% of the revenue at 92% of the fiscal year, so running just a little ahead, as we've been saying. Our expenditures are 82% of the budget after 92% of the fiscal year, and that's an additional $200,000 of surplus that we generated in this month. So flashing forward to page 35, we will have a resolution that is for you later today to make some transfers for some of these lines that are coming in above. We'll talk more about that when we get to that time. But just to look at expenditures, of course, we made the change to the way that Friends was accounted for. That's why Fred Grants and Memorials is 24%. Library fines, fees, and other, 86%, running just a little bit behind, but that's okay. It's a very small line item. Non-resident fees running way ahead. We've had a nice increase in, I just talked to a lady this week who was joining the library. She lives in another community, and she is joining our library because it's the only place in Southeast Michigan where she can rent a sewing machine. So she's actually going to use TaskRabbit to send someone to Ann Arbor to pick up her hole. So, libraries. You can see our salaries and wages running just a little ahead, and employment taxes, we're tracking an issue there. We think we might be having, there might be a miscalculation with our payroll vendor that we're working on that we will be resolving through the end of the year. And then there's a couple lines that are over budget. There are 5 lines, and we will be transferring into those with a resolution later in today's meeting. I'll talk about each of those in time. But we are on track for about a $2 million surplus at the end of the fiscal year, which we will, after the audit is completed later this fall, we'll likely request that be transferred into the capital fund. So any questions about the financials? All right, great. Thanks, Eli. Thank you.
Next up, we have committee reports. So executive committee did not meet this month, so that's easy. Next up is budget and finance committee.
Unless I'm mistaken, I don't think that we met either.
That's
so
probably not,
easy to
not that
box
time of
that
year.
off as well.
All right, but luckily we have the facilities committee, and there's been a lot happening in the facilities committee. I'm going to do the report for Scott since he's out this month. We got updates on the downtown masonry situation, which we'll be hearing about from Len later today, as well as the downtown sewer crocs, return of the crocs. We talked about the Sweetwater lease, which we'll be voting on tonight. Some plant growth at Traverwood, which some plants needed to be relocated because of issues around pedestrian visibility by Traverwood, but that I believe is already taken care of.
Yep.
We heard some patron concerns about pesticide and herbicide use, which we mostly do not use. So I think there was some concern, and we were able to say, we really don't do much of that here. Eli, I don't know if you want to say
That's
anything
correct.
about that.
Yeah, I would just add, our small amount of turf grass looks very good because it's been very carefully cared for. And in some cases, some people take that as evidence of herbicide use. But we avoid it in almost all situations. Generally, it would be like to save the life of a tree is when we would be considering that. But we do have a policy about it, and we adhere to that policy, and it is extremely rare that we use pesticides.
Great. And then last, we also talked about Parkland Plaza, which I think we're also going to get an update on that tonight, but we are getting really close to having that fully operational and ready to go. So that's very exciting. And that's it for the facilities committee. Next up, we have the library report with Eli.
And if you guys can put the slide up. So here's our report for this month. Have you got it? All right, great. Okay, so first up, for those of you watching from home, you are allowed to get the code for attending the library board meeting just by watching the meeting online. And so that's our code, smorgasbord. Not spelled the Swedish way, but spelled sort of the summer game way.
Funny way.
So that's worth 100 points. And once again, we will have another meeting in July, and if you come and comment at that meeting, you'll be able to get the code off the podium, which is much more valuable. So for our stat of the month, what else could we talk about other than summer game? So what I've got here is a chart that looks at a couple of key metrics for 2022, 2023, and 2024. This is looking at summer game stats as of the second Monday of the game, which is what today is there. So what we can see here is that basically our active players has increased significantly from 5,322 to 8,400. That's right, just in the first 9 days of the game, 8,400 players have scored at least one scoring action. That's up 14% over 23, but it's really great to see that last column of percentages is comparing 23 to 24. Our players is up 14%, but engagement is up even higher than that. And that we've got 16% more points earned, 18% more badges earned, and 29% more lawn and library codes created so far. That's not the second Monday, that's the first Monday after lawn and library codes launched. So just to make it the same number of play days. But what's really great here is you can see the number of badges earned almost doubled between 22 and 24. Number of points earned more than doubled between 22 and 24. It's terrific growth of engagement in the summer game. And we're always so happy to see how many people are playing it. And like I said, more adults play than children. It is definitely the case at this point. So there should be no sheepishness required. That's a key thing in the library. You get to consume the library's services the way you want to, regardless of your age. So please continue to play, and we're seeing some really great activity this year so far. Upcoming events, we've got Sam Irby is coming to the Downtown Library on Sunday, July 7th, 6 p.m., part of the Big Gay Read. I also encourage you to check out the Sam Irby Experience, which is a number of events that are things that she's interested in. I think we've got Zumba, we've got a vegan snack night. There's a couple other fun things planned. So check out all of that. Great events as part of our Big Gay Read. Summer Game Spectacular is coming up Saturday, July 27th from 1 to 4 p.m. at Vets Park. Unfortunately, I will once again have to miss this event. I will be out of town, but my code will be in attendance. My code will be in attendance. Shalanya has promised. So here's some in the community. Fifth Avenue Press released Middle School is No Place for Magic won 2 awards at the ceremony announcing the Midwest Book Awards held at the Mall of America this past weekend. It won a gold seal for cover design, and our author Mimi Olson won silver in the young adult fiction category. So more awards for Fifth Avenue Press. Always delightful to see that, and congratulations to Mimi and the illustrator Jen, who had also done a terrific job on the cover of that book. We were approached by the Ann Arbor Black Film Festival to co-sponsor a screening of There Went the Neighborhood at Third Mind Books. So we participated in that and basically funded it so it could be a free screening. And then they did basically a Participants' Choice Awards, and we got an honorable mention for There Went the Neighborhood. It came in tied for second place by only 2 votes, so we almost took home the crown. But it was really great to see the Black Film Festival really attracting a lot of attention and getting a lot of spectators this year, and we were very happy to have the opportunity to participate in that, and it was great to work with them. In the community, you may remember one of our Fifth Avenue Press books that was a public domain work, The Soul of Black Folk by W.E.B. Du Bois. Local photographer Alfield Reeves was one of the artists and designed a cover for that, and he has just earned an award for his art competition piece, The Souls of Black Folk, at the Festival of Arts in Grand Rapids, and now it moves on to the Lowell Arts Award Show. And Alfield's work will be shown in the gallery from July 6th through August 10th. So congratulations to Alfield. It was great to work with him, and it was very delighted to see the cover getting this recognition elsewhere. We were alerted to a new book called Argus, Fine American Cameras by Bob Kelly, Ron Norwood, Mike Ritzma, and Phil Sterrett. As you know, Argus Cameras was a camera company that was located where Michigan Radio or Michigan Public has their offices now. O'Neill also has their offices there in the Argus building. And they said to us, AADL was very helpful in our research and data from your materials in our book. The book has 492 pages, over 500 photos. Lots of the data came from your stacks, full of Ann Arbor history from your online newspapers also. And the Argus Eye was their in-house newsletter that they produced in the 40s and 50s and 60s. And it was one of our early digitization projects where the curators of the museum asked us if we could help with digitization. So we have their entire company newsletter, every issue they ever produced, as part of our archives, and they are really great. It's like, of course, lots of births and picnics and all kinds of company news. So very fun to look back at that. An editor at The Alum, which is the publication of the U of M Alumni Association, emailed us the following. We published a feature story about Kathy Kozachenko, Jerry DeGreek, and Nancy Wexler, who made history in the Ann Arbor City Council as the first openly gay elected officials in the 1970s. Much of the historical information we used for the archive was actually from the AADL archives. What a fantastic resource. And we're always delighted to see AADL archival material show up in other publications. So thank you to the Alumni Association for sharing that with us. Okay, so now to catch you up on Ann Arbor 200. So we left off last month with number 60. So number 61 is the history of Huron River Day, which started in 1970. Number 62 is an article on the life of Ann Arbor's Emma Bauer, doctor, editor, suffragette, school board president, and great record keeper for the Lady Maccabees of Michigan. Number 63 was AADL Talks to Jim Forrester, that's Partners Press co-founder, about coming to Ann Arbor in the 1960s and the changes he had seen over 60 years here. In number 64, we commissioned a limited edition art print celebrating the Peony Garden established in Nichols Arboretum in 1923. This original letterpress print was made by Elizabeth Isaacson Dado, and I put that in the slide deck here so that you could see what this looks like. So that was an original print that she had produced as part of Ann Arbor 200, and that was a quote from W.E. Upjohn, the founder of the Peony Garden. Number 65 was our Memorial Day release in memory of Ann Arbor's Student Army-Navy Training Corps, 1918. This is an article on the life stories of soldiers who arrived to Ann Arbor to train for World War I, but contracted influenza in 1918 pandemic and never made it to the front lines. Some of these units were training together right when the second wave of the Spanish flu hit, and like 80 or 90% of the groups died within 3 days. It was a very striking story, and one of our archivists basically wrote a little obituary for each one of them. So that's a very interesting and moving article. Number 66 is for our Asian American Pacific Islander Washtenaw Oral History Project, which is newly founded. AADL interviewed Cynthia Yao, who's founder and longtime director of the Ann Arbor Hands-On Museum. Number 67, Amy Situ, who is associated with Mitai, who we partner with a lot, gave us this wonderful list of contributions to Ann Arbor history from Asian Americans that she and her organization had compiled. Our archivists took that list and they added links to articles and photographs and all kinds of stuff, and that is number 67, Asian American Contributions to Ann Arbor. And that's a terrific piece, as some great old photos from people who've been around town for a long time. Number 68, AADL talks to Fred LeBour, whose contributions range from writing for the Michigan Daily to creating humorous country and Western tunes to being reportedly the first to declare that Paul is dead. And Fred was a member of Riders in the Sky, who performed some of the music from the Toy Story movies and a lot of like Western swing stuff. Number 69, AADL talks to Jeff Mortimer of the Ann Arbor News, writer and editor, about his time at the Ann Arbor News and his life in journalism. Number 70s, we did a deep dive on Weber's. We did two podcast interviews about the history of Weber's, including many new digitized menus and photos about the history of Weber's. Number 71 is Emil Weddage, Ann Arbor's preeminent lithographer and promoter of art for all people. Number 72, this video compiled from dozens of interviews from the Living Oral History Project. Black women speak about their experiences working in Washtenaw County, including the various obstacles they had to face in hiring and on the job. And this is something that our archives team pulled together from all of the interviews that we had filmed over the years in partnership with the African American and Cultural Historical Museum of Ann Arbor. And that really turned into a really nice edited piece, very much about the themes of very accomplished and successful women and all of the struggles that they faced in finding their employment here in town, even in the 60s, 70s, 80s. Number 73, AADL talks to Pat Olezko, visual and performance artist and queen of the Ann Arbor Film Festival. If you're interested in that, you might also watch our documentary about the Ozone Parade, which she had a big hand in creating back in the day. Number 74, one of our archivists' amazing find, Titus Potato Bronson was an early resident of Ann Arbor who would go from growing potatoes in Ann Arbor to founding the city of Kalamazoo. So the story of Titus Potato Bronson and Ann Arbor's pioneering potato. Number 75, AADL talks to Skip Taub, who's alumni of both the Students for Democratic Society and the White Panther Party. Skip talks about his involvement in radical politics as a student at the University of Michigan. Number 76, Ann Arbor's mid-century experiment with professional theater brought Hollywood stars and premiere plays to town for 40 years, making Ann Arbor a destination for the best theater in the country, and they called it Drama Season. Number 77, George Burke, A Perfect Public Servant, an article on the life of George Burke, lawyer, public servant, and Nuremberg trial judge. Very interesting story. Number 78, Clifford Bryant's namesake, Bryant Elementary School. This is a story of Clifford E. Bryant, a janitor for Ann Arbor Public Schools, who's such a beloved AAPS employee that in 1972 they named Bryant School for him. And number 79, AADL talks to Steve Angelatos, the owner of Angelo's, about growing up in the restaurant, closing the landmark restaurant, and of course, their famous raisin bread. We have a documentary in production about Angelo's that captures the last day of Angelo's and the closing moments, and it will bring a tear to any townie's eyes. So I encourage you to stay tuned for that. That will be coming later this year. And all of these and many more are available at aadl.org/Ann Arbor 200. So here's our staff spotlight for this month. Amy Cantu is an archives librarian, 33 years at AADL. What do you wish people we worked with knew about you? A friend and I started the Solar Sisters to provide astrophotographers who identify as female companionship and safety when photographing at night. I love deep sky and Milky Way photography because it takes me out of this world and into the sublime. Like my day job, it involves looking back in time, though it's measured in light years instead of decades or centuries. And you never know what you might find when you dig up the past. Amy's been a great employee of ours for many years, has a lot of wide interests, and was a big part of getting the telescopes into the collection, even as an archivist. So congratulations and thank you to Amy. So our mention of the month, I believe this is from Instagram, regular patron and generous bookstagrammer who has showcased AADL for years, that's Surabi.reading. I started this account 2 years ago today, and I could not have predicted how much it has added to my life. I've been introduced to so many new favorite books and ideas and had so absolutely fantastic conversations with so many of you. I even put Bookstagram in my dissertation and acknowledgments. In a couple of months, I'll be moving to Corvallis, Oregon to become an assistant professor at Oregon State University, and I'm so looking forward to getting back into the classroom at a new institution. I teach classes related to multi-ethnic American literature, Asian American studies, literature and the environment, and more. Thank you, Sarabi, and best wishes to you in your new appointment. All right, here's our compliment of the month. Thanks so much for holding my personal item for several weeks. Yesterday was finally able to get to the desk and sign out the item, which turned out to be, to my surprise, a hefty sum of cash that I had misplaced. I'm grateful for whoever saw the envelope of cash, had the integrity to turn it into the lost and found, and then for the staff at the library to continually reach out to me after several weeks of me not responding about the lost item. I love the library for all you do and the services you provide to the community in so many ways, and I realize your services may often go unrecognized. From helping visitors use the printers, helping them find books and resources, to waiving fines, or greeting people in a kind and friendly manner, or for being a temporary holding place for lost items and cash. Deep bows. Again, thank you especially to the Westgate branch for getting my money back to me and for all that you do every day to support our community. And thank you for that comment. One more quick compliment of the month. Patron who's a regular downtown was shown the new CCTV magnifier on the second floor. He's very happy with it, saying it was the first time he was able to read an article in a long time. And we love to hear stories like that. So here's our complaint of the month. Caller witnessed a turtle in the parking lot at Mallett's Creek and asked staff if someone could help move it since they were not comfortable doing so. Caller claimed staff were rude and dismissively said, "That's not a service we provide." This was a call made to call center, and I followed up on it, and staff had moved the turtle and had told the staff that they were going to move the turtle, but were mentioning as part of that that it wasn't a service we provide, which is 100% true. Turtle moving is not part of the portfolio of services available from the Ann Arbor District Library, but other duties as assigned comes up as from time to time. So thank you to Simone at the Mallett's Creek branch for relocating the turtle to a safer location.
Wasn't the icon for Mallett's last summer a turtle?
As a snail, the creature is a snail, yes. And that's my report. Any questions?
Question about the summer game statistics. Sure. So increase in volume, like what effect does that have on staff and labor for like managing, handing out prizes and even like budget for prizes, or just curious?
So it's challenging to draw a direct connection between that because not everybody orders prizes at all and not everybody orders all the prizes. So we make a budget each year for what we're going to spend on the swag and the prizes, and we'll keep buying it as needed. It's helpful that summer game spans 2 fiscal years. So we always have like the tail end of one year and the beginning of another year to buy. We have made a commitment after many years of player angst that the things we put in the shop we would not sell out of, that we would be continuing to reorder them. That does limit what we can get, because when we start talking to vendors, we say, okay, what have you got 5,000 of? And that tends to be a pretty short list, especially in terms of colors and things like that with the garments. But overall, it's all good news. We all plan for growth in the summer game. In terms of staff demand, it's like we're all buckle up. It's summertime, that's the way that it works. And a lot of it is really returning players don't need a lot of support. And it's really onboarding new players and helping them figure it out and getting new people into the game. And that's all great. We love doing that. So that's all good.
Great, thank you.
Yes, and volunteers pack all the orders. They pack all the orders. We do that all summer long, and they're very helpful for putting all that together. And we could not really pack all those orders without the volunteers. So thank you to everyone who has packed an order, and they get points for packing the orders too.
Fantastic, thank you.
I have a question about the Bryant Elementary or Clifford
Yes.
Bryant. Has there been has the principal been notified? I'm wondering because I know with the Jones School documentary, there's a lot of partnership with community,
Yes.
and I'm just curious whether
I'm
there's
not
been
sure.
some
I will
stuff
ask
with
the archives team what the conversation has been about that. It may have been something that we mostly produced from material we already had.
Yeah.
But I'll make sure that they reach out about that.
Yeah, it's just that my kids went to Bryant, so I feel like it would be welcome.
Excellent, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Eli. All right. Next up, we have old business, starting with Parkland Plaza facility upgrade update with Len.
Good evening. So I bring good news. We are reaching substantial completion. Most of the heavy work has been completed. All the site work that's concrete or asphalt is completed and has passed all the township's requirements for ADA. The dumpster enclosure is completed, so we're starting landscape this week. We've also started installing the cubicles and furniture. Some of the offices already have furniture, but our staff are getting their cubicles installed this week. I'm hoping to move some of our third floor staff's items this week and bindery going out to the archives next week. July 8th, we've scheduled the move of the archives that week, so mid-July, the archive staff will be completely moved and into the space. And we do have a couple things scheduled out there too. We have our dispo sale coming up, and we have, I think, a tie-dye event July 23rd out there. So it's real, it's happening. As part of this, which is not really related, but it is because it'll live there, we're also picking up our electric box truck this Friday. That will stay at the plaza. So one hurdle is we missed the planting season, so some of the lawn restoration might happen in September, but that won't stop us from occupying or using this space. So we're in a really good place. We're a little behind schedule, but I feel much better this afternoon than I did this morning.
Awesome.
Any questions?
Will there be summer game codes at the plaza?
There will be a summer game code at the dispo sale on July 13th, and there'll of course be a summer game code at the tie-dye event.
Yes.
But that will be it. There won't be any building codes.
Okay.
Like our other locations, maybe next year.
Okay. Anything else?
Thanks so much, Len.
All right.
I know this has
Thank you.
been a long time coming. And don't go anywhere because you're next.
I'm not.
So next up, we have an update on the exterior and structural system of the downtown library.
Yes, we discussed this at Facilities Committee. So we've received the assessment from Terracon. They are still working on getting us a budget of options, what we would like to do, what are our next steps. They do have some recommendations at the end of their assessment, which are replace and secure the displaced masonry. That's what they've already removed. Measures using straps or nets or the anchors to keep this kind of seam around the building in place without removing the block. Redesign the detail, which that would be pretty in-depth if we actually met the detail of what we have on the drawings and redid the whole building. So that'll be part of the assessment. Provide the lateral supports will be one of them. That's mostly steel. Redo the control joints and install control joints where they actually cut a joint and caulk a joint in. And the big part would be the repair of the steel and cleaning it, priming it, and prepping it. So we're going to have a list of probably 6 or 7 options they come up with. I think where we are is we'd like to see a few other points in the building if the conditions are the same and make our decision based on that. We know this condition, but we're seeing it in other places. So they are working on it. They'll get us a budget. I hope to have it tonight. We don't. So hopefully at the next Facilities Committee meeting, we'll have something to talk about and bring back next month.
All right.
So.
Thanks. Questions? Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Len.
Thank you all so much.
All right. moving on to new business, we have the resolution to amend the 2023-2024 approved budget.
Okay, so if you'll look on page 37, almost the last page of your packet, this is where we have what transfers finance team is proposing. Now, this is a weird moment in the fiscal year because we can't end the fiscal year with anything over budget, but we have to guess at how much because not all the invoices have arrived, not everything has been booked yet. So there's considerable uncertainty at what will arrive in the last few days of the year, and we want to make sure to transfer enough. So in many cases, we are transferring more than we anticipate we will need because it's all zero sum at the bottom. But this is to make sure that if we have a surprise invoice show up in the next few days, that we're still under budget when we go to get audited later this year. So all of these transfers are coming out of the capital outlay line. We'd budgeted to spend a lot out of capital outlay on the plaza. We wound up finding a number of efficiencies, saved a lot of money on furniture, so we were in a good position to be able to take money that we had budgeted for in capital outlays and move it. We're also not doing really big projects at the downtown library right now because of the uncertainty with the facade system right now. So the real main ones here are, as we talked about earlier, salaries and wages and employment taxes both need a transfer. I don't think it needs this much, but this much assures that we won't end the year over. So one thing is that when we get to budget development next year, we'll be using the actuals to compare about as opposed to the final budget where we transferred too much to be sure that we had enough, right? So we don't want these numbers to then impact next year's budget development next February. So, you know, I don't anticipate library programming being over by $200,000. It'll probably be closer to $20,000 or $30,000. But this gives us the certainty that it won't end the year. Same thing with grants and memorials are transferring into accounting audit because of we wound up using some of the outside consultants this year. Postage, very small amount. Conference training and travel. That's been a line that has not been fully spent for years, so I'm really happy to see that ending the year needing a transfer in because it means we got all that used. And then a small adjustment to software maintenance as well. So this is all pretty straightforward. We are confident that this will be enough for each line to end the year under the newly transferred amount. Any questions or concerns about any of this?
All right. Thanks, Eli. So I think first I will read the resolution and then we'll do a motion. It's not too long, so I can just do it. The board resolves as follows: to transfer $350,000 from capital outlay to salaries and wages, to transfer $300,000 from capital outlay to employment taxes, to transfer $50,000 from grants and memorials to accounting and audit, to transfer $200,000 from capital outlay to library programming, to transfer $15,000 from capital outlay to postage, to transfer $10,000 from capital outlay to seminars, conference, training, and travel, to transfer $20,000 from capital outlay to software maintenance. And that all resolutions and parts of resolutions that conflict with the provisions of this resolution are rescinded. Can I get a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? This all seems pretty fine. Yeah. All right, great. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Yes. All those opposed? All right, resolution passes.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Eli. Next up, we have another resolution to authorize the director to renew a sublease with Sweetwater's Coffee and Tea at Westgate Branch.
Okay, so this is just basically a renewal of the lease that we've had with Sweetwater's. This will be for 2 5-year terms. We're bringing them to a rent that is much closer to market rate than what they had been when we were establishing the space. And it's a much simpler lease, and it also now recognizes what their actual square footage was, because when we first made the lease, we were anticipating that they would have semi-exclusive use of part of the building, which has not turned out to be necessary at all. So this is literally for, if you ever go to Sweetwater's before the library has opened, the library's roped off, this sublease is about the part that you can enter before the library opens. And we've already worked this out with Sweetwater's ownership, and we're ready to move forward.
Great. I'll read the resolution, then we'll do discussion. So the board resolves 1, to authorize the director to sign the renewed sublease with Sweetwater's Coffee and Tea for continued operation of a cafe in the Westgate Branch Library location. 2, that all resolutions and parts of resolutions that conflict with the provisions of this resolution are rescinded. Can I get a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Great. Discussion. Any questions about any of this? Great. Yeah, we've talked about it a fair bit at this point. It all sounds good. So, all those in favor of the resolution, please say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed? Resolution passes. All right. Thanks, Eli. And then last up, we have the director's evaluation letter from the board. So as I understand it, this is my first time doing this. I'm going to read the letter out loud, and you're going to have to just accept that we're going to say nice things about you.
All right.
And we don't vote on it. We're just going to read it. So, dear Director Nyberger, it is my honor on behalf of the Ann Arbor District Library Board of Trustees to submit this letter as your formal performance evaluation for the period beginning July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2024. You have led the library deftly through an assortment of both operational and unexpected challenges, including the first contract negotiations with the newly expanded staff union, leadership reorganization, recruiting a new board member, and multiple facility situations involving both our newest and oldest buildings, all while maintaining the excellence in service our community appreciates and expects from the library. This year has involved a great deal of largely invisible work to get the Parkland Plaza up and running. You've done excellent work overseeing this process, and it's creating new opportunities both at the plaza and in the spaces freed up downtown that will become evident in the coming years. Your approach to facilities management has been both thoughtful and strategic, and have kept us moving toward our goal to determine the future of the downtown branch. Similarly, your strong fiscal stewardship continues to keep the library on solid footing. The restructuring of the finance department has resulted in an effective and nimble finance team that provides excellent value and is able to adapt quickly, while the modernization efforts in accounting and payments have been necessary and transparent. It was also evident in the union negotiations, which resulted in substantial raises for our lowest paid employees, along with a clear and predictable set of salary steps that both staff and leadership are happy with. Your skill in fostering meaningful relationships, building strategic alliances, and championing our mission has significantly expanded our organization's reach and impact within the community. You bring a combination of strength, friendliness, and collaborativeness that has enabled the AADL to cultivate and maintain positive relationships with a wide range of stakeholders and partners. Our new roles as a primary partner to the City of Ann Arbor during power outages and with the clerk's office as an early voting location demonstrate the impact and breadth of your outreach efforts. Both of those partnerships also exemplify your efforts to ensure that the library is living up to our values. Board members have appreciated your proactivity and prompt responsiveness, making yourself available to current and potential trustees. Our executive committee also feels strongly supported as we've taken on our new roles. Your collaborative and candid approach to working with us gives us confidence in our ability to effectively govern this institution. In a time of many seemingly intractable crises, the library continues to be a beacon for intellectual freedom, inclusion, and a model for how we can sustain institutions to care for each other so we all may thrive. The excellent work of the library staff under your leadership makes us all proud to be affiliated with this essential institution. With sincere admiration, Molly Kleinman. That's me, President, AADL Board of Trustees. Thanks, Eli.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's such an honor to hold this position, and it's such a joy to work with all of you. 1,000 points for everyone. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Eli. All right, and last up, do we have any more comments? No one new came in. Okay. All right, great. Thanks so much. In that case, we are adjourned. Thanks, everyone.